Hi guys! Today, tonight, as it's always a race against darkness, I'm gonna talk about something that holds in my pocket, which is the SOL Origin survival kit. I must say that I'm not usually a great fan of pre-made and factory-made survival kits, but you know, I wanted to test that one to see what are its capabilities and limitations. So here it is, and I'm gonna show you all that in details, but I have something to tell you before about the SOL. So actually I have two of those SOL Origin, and there's one reason for that, is that the first one came broken. I'm not sure you can pick that on the picture here, but you may see a white spot here on the hinge of the case, and well, this is broken here. It came that way, and I found the reason for that is that this one came in that packaging and it was open during the transport. So probably it has been broken during the transport. I don't really know, but I've had to discuss with AMK Adventure Medical Kit, and they've sent me a replacement one which came in probably a newer packaging, that one in which the box is closed. So something I'm gonna say first about those kits is that they are made out of a ABS plastic box, which is really tough. Now the box is tough when it's closed. It's not designed to be held open like that, and this is a weakness, a normal weakness, but there was no real problem because I've had a replacement one pretty quickly after noticing that problem. So another thing that I've had on the former one that I've received is that the lock for the knife here wasn't very tough, and on the newer one it holds way better, so this is a good point. Now I'm talking about the items that are on the kit. I'm gonna begin by the one on the top here. I've not removed here the plastic protection, but here you can see you have one of their great quality signal mirror here. You have that kind of grid here with retro reflection capabilities, so it's very tough, it's well thought. You have a mirror for signaling for other chores when you may need a mirror in a survival situation. It's excellent. You won't lose it unless you lose the whole kit, because it's solidly fixed on the top of the box. All the hinges are made out of steel. A steel bar is inserted, so it's excellent, it's smooth, it works well. On the underside or other side, first you have a knife. Now something else, I think I did have a lot of bad luck with the first one I've received, because here the knife, that is a liner lock, wasn't holding very well unless you pull the blade all the way back. So if you open that one-handed, single-handed, it wasn't always a great thing unless you push the thumb stud way back to be sure it locks in place. Now if you are careful about that, there's no worries to have, but on the newer one I received here, you have that click that works immediately, so you know that the blade is held in place really well. Now, always about the knife. So you have that simple blade here with a small flashlight. It's not very powerful. As I've said, you have that flashlight that allows you to see what you are doing in the dark, but you can use it as a flashlight for survival situation. It works well. It's not really powerful, but it's better than nothing. And considering the small space you have here, it's an excellent thing to have that small addition here. Now we also have a whistle here, so just gonna test it out here. It's a two-tone whistle. Okay, it works. My ears are ringing here. So you can use the flashlight without putting it out of the box, and probably the whistle as well, but I'm not gonna try that just now because I still hear the screaming noise in my ears. Here you have a small removable compass. Something to say about the kit: every item has been demagnetized so that you don't have interferences with the compass. Something I forgot to say is that here, to hold the knife, you have a small lock. Here it didn't work on the former version, but in the newer one I have had, it works really well. And the blade of the knife is made out of AUS-8 steel, which is well known, and it's an excellent steel. The blade is really sharp, so if you use that in a survival situation for small chores, it will be perfect. Now you won't be able to batten with that kind of knife, but it's a good addition, and it's pretty nice to have a small blade with you for small chores. Now, of course, if you are in a survival situation, you will find any way possible to build your shelter or make what you have to make without spending too much energy, so you wouldn't have or use an axe or a huge saw in a long time to avoid burning too much calories when you don't have a lot. But a small blade like that helps you make traps, skinning or stuff like that, so you are totally covered with all that. So now, as I've said, here I was talking about the compass. Here you have a small flint steel. It's a flint, yeah, single-handed use flint with a wheel. You have a nice rubbery texture here that allows you to light your stuff single-handed. It holds well. I believe you can have a lot. I don't remember exactly how many strikes you can have, but way more than what you would need in a survival situation without any problems. Now I'm going to talk about the content of the kit. So, okay, so another thing to say here, because of the LED panels I'm using right now, it looks really brighter than it really is. It's bright orange, blaze orange, as they say. So it's easy to spot in the nature, but in the video it looks like it's really saturated. It's not that bright. So now inside the box, it's Adventure Medical Kit provides those tinder here. They are really good tinder. I'm not gonna try that because I want to keep them for an eventual survival situation, but they work really well. I think they are called wet fire, and or Firelight Sparker, and yeah, I don't have the real name, but you can purchase them on their website. If you need to replace them, they burn a long time. They take the spark from the spark light really well, and excellent stuff to have. You have 4 of them, so if you can't light a fire with another method, you still have that in an emergency. Now you have a basic fishing kit, which includes swivels and 3-4 fishing hooks, 2 leads, some fishing wire, hope you, not sure you can see that, but you have some fishing wire, swivels, 2 swivels, 2 leads, 4 fish hooks, 1 sewing needle, and 2-3 safety pins here. Excellent thing for basic survival kit, really great. Here you have some snare wire. You can, if you have a lot of imagination and adaptability, you can find several ways to use that for snares, for example, but you have a lot of other ways to use that. I think it's stainless steel wire, so it's an excellent addition for any survival kit that you can find. And they also provide some cordage here. It's nylon braided cordage, tough, strong enough and small enough in that package to make pretty much anything you need in a short-term survival situation until you find the rescue team. Now, last thing that you have in that kit is some aluminum foil, heavy-duty foil. It's a great thing to have, but as I've said in another video, I would not go in the wild only with some aluminum foil and counting on that to make a bowl or a kind of way to boil water on my fire, for the simple reason that really often, and in my long experience in survival, I've never been able to keep aluminum folded like that, flat, without having spots that let water out, and it's not really easy to repair aluminum out in the wild. So it's a great addition, great thing to have for several uses, but I would complete that kit with canteen aluminum or stainless steel cup, or even a Gaia design bottle, clean canteen steel bottle or something like that to boil water and purify it. But still, it's a great addition. You can make lures, I don't know how you pronounce that, for fishing kit, or signaling your position using the reflectivity of that, or you can, you have tons of ways to use that. But what's pretty interesting is that you have some room here that allows you to add some stuff. I'm going to show you what I've added in my my kit, the second one, in a few seconds. But one last thing here is that you have a paper with indications on survival tips and tricks, so you can use that to help lighting your fire if you don't need that. But having a piece of paper, something to read in a survival situation, is great, because you may need to have your mind working, and you may be in a stressful situation, so having something that helps you to organize your survival is always a great thing. So it's held here with a really strong clip, and all that case is waterproof, as I've said. So, well, this one, I've tried it with the broken hinge. It wasn't waterproof. It lost water where the hinge was broken, which is on this spot here. But you have a silicone seal all around, so you have something that is waterproof if it's not broken. It's pretty tough though. And last thing here, I forget to talk about that. You have a lanyard hole here, and it comes with a lanyard. As you can see here, I've put that to have all my stuff handy, or can attach it to my waist belt or something like that if needed. Now, what I've added in this second kit, well, it's minimal, a minimal addition, but I think that should be provided with the kit. It's some duct tape. I've put something like a bit less than 50 centimeters of tape on some cookie sheet, so I have something pretty flat that I can use to protect wounds or slices in my fingers, or I don't know, that, and small band-aids here. Now it's really small additions compared to what you can still put inside the kit if you want. I know people will laugh when I say that, but I'm pretty much a minimalist, so I like to have a minimalistic survival kit, first aid kit and stuff like that. Even if I go in the woods with a huge backpack full of a lot of stuff to test and video gear and so, but I can also go in the woods pretty light, and I must say I enjoy way more my survival experience with less gear. So here you have some other items that I think are great and practical to have, useful to have in your survival kits. There are loads of other items you can add, but all in all you have a pretty complete kit for those who do not want to build their from ground up their own survival kit. As I've said, I would add a canteen or something like that to be sure I can boil or purify my water. You can throw in maybe a small plastic bag and some water purification tabs, but excellent kit, excellent service as well, because the first one was broken. They sent me a replacement one without any problem. So excellent kit, great for people who want something simple and sturdy for their survival experience. And now, as it's getting really dark, I'm gonna leave my cameraman because he's getting as rusty as me. And well, so I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have any question about that survival kit or anything, don't hesitate to ask, and I'll be glad to answer. So thanks for watching and see you soon. Cheers.